Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Oh, give me some problems with that green screen back there. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, the end of the week. We made it. We made it. That went down the wrong hole. But they say, well, well, well. I find all this stuff that's going on with James Comey, the indictment. I don't think ultimately he'll be convicted and that it'll go anywhere. But what it shows you is that government that would seek retribution against its enemies, Donald Trump finally showed us that government that he was talking about, that Republicans have been threatening. Awesome. Congratulations, dude. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. I'm so glad you got it. I told you, listen, things happen when they're supposed to happen. Hey, Nessa, good afternoon. So, no, I feel no sorrow for James Comey. I feel none. James Comey got himself in this predicament all on his own. Nobody did it to him. He did it to himself. So I don't feel any remorse for a guy like that. I just don't. And I don't want to hear, well, if they do it to James Comey, they could do it to any of us. They didn't do it to any of us. They're doing a lot of other stuff to the rest of us. Yes, you guys keep congratulating dude. She deserves it. Voter election stuff only 4 months, but that's okay. Hey, it beats nothing. So I feel no sorrow for James Comey. He got what he was looking for. He wanted to help Trump get in office. It seemed to me the first time he wanted to help get Trump in there. So hey, you got what you wanted. You helped get him in there the first time, and it helped keep the reputation for him so he could get back in the second time. And your actions and the way that you acted, to deal with it, hey, no surprise. Yep, you reap what you sow. So I don't feel any sorrow for James Comey. Oh, you met him once. Yeah, I never had the pleasure. I'm glad I didn't. Right? But everybody worried about her emails. But now you got Trump and money and all this other shit that's happening in the White House. Hillary and an email server pales in comparison to the shit that's happening in DC right now. Pales in comparison. America, you're just going to regret it. If you ain't regretting it already. It's funny to see. You have to look around in there. It could be under under the TV right there, or other places. Sorry, my daughter was asking me something. But yeah, you guys are going America, if you haven't learned yet, you didn't get anything from electing Trump again except for higher prices. You got a lot of high prices. And they're not coming back down. Anything that you had, if you were complaining about the prices of things prior to, I agree, Stevie Mac, lock Trump up. He should be locked up for being so misshapen. Bye, beloved. You can't come in here with that. I know you're a Trumper. Bye. Don't have worry and anxiety, Nessa. Use this opportunity and time to figure out how you can make money to take and resources to take care of your family and your community. That's what you do. You worry about your family and your community. That's what you do. Because the people who either didn't vote and the people who voted for it, those are the people that need to do some work. It's not everybody else. Those are the people who need to do some work. Not everybody else. Those are the people who need to do work. And they need to put in a lot of work. Let me stop for a second and say thank you all for joining me this Friday afternoon, y'all. It's Friday. Y'all supposed to be turned up and excited. Now, yeah, I'm talking about all this, political stuff and all this other stuff, and we're talking about those things. But understand, be turned up that you made it to Friday. Don't let these people mess up your headspace so much that you can't celebrate that you made it to the end of the damn week. Thank you, Nessa. I appreciate that. I thank you all for being here. Listen, all I ask you to do, good evening, Louisiana. All I ask you to do is this. While you're here, tapping is clapping. If you could tap that like button for me, I appreciate it. I really do. It just helps to elevate my live. And then if you could hit that copy link button, you don't even have to send that link to anybody because copy link counts as a share to TikTok. And so it'll just help TikTok to promote the live. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I'm telling y'all, I don't feel any sorrow for anybody that helped to lift this stuff up. Uh-oh, I'm getting some feedback. Anybody that helped to lift any of this up. What did I tell y'all earlier? I don't feel no sorrow for people like Mitt Romney. I don't feel no sorrow for Mitt Romney. If Mitt Romney gets caught in all of this stuff. And the reason why I don't feel sorry for him because he helped to validate Trump. Anybody helped to validate him, I don't listen to them at all. For what? For what? They have no credibility. Oh, it's going to cost him a lot of money. And hey, NSU Spartan, it's going to cost him a lot of money. He got it. He got it. It would be a very expensive lesson for James Comey. He got the money. Real talk. Now, listen, again, I didn't forget what James Comey did. Some people forget about it. I didn't. I remembered his timing from before. So I'm like, nah, this is what you wanted. This wouldn't have happened if Hillary was president, if Kamala was president, if Joe Biden was president. James Comey wouldn't have to worry about getting a lawyer. You understand? He wouldn't have to worry about getting a lawyer to defend himself against the government. But instead, he claimed he wanted to do another thorough investigation on the email thing right before the election and then give us another report right before the election. Whatever. Pepperidge Farm remembers. He need to figure this out for himself. James Comey problems are not our problems. We got our own problems. And y'all got to remember, our lives are not James Comey lives. James Comey is in a much different economic class. Can you afford $7 mayo consistently, comfortably, with no issue? James Comey can. So like I said, I'm not worried about James Comey. He gonna be fine. Real talk. Because it's just Trump trying to scare people. That's all. And seeing how far he can go. Trump is testing his limits. Oh, $7 mayo period. $7 mayo is on sale. It's $9 in my area usually. So just like yours, $8.99 regular. You said how ironic that the man he put in office. Man, ain't that something? Irony's a bitch, ain't it? Yes, Epstein's estate did. There were some more files that were released. I don't think it's anything more than what we already know. And the big thing that y'all need to understand is that also, I think that Republicans want the government to be shut down because then it's no closer to getting another vote on those Epstein's files. It's no closer than to swearing in the newly elected Democrat that won that special election this week. You understand? So anything that they can do to avoid any of that stuff, Republicans are for it. Y'all have to understand, Trump is not the only guilty party here. The Republican Party is helping in this. They help in this. They're complicit. They agree with everything that's happening. Uh-oh, that's not what I meant. I meant that. You know how I had to put this up real quick because I just remembered about it. Because you know how Trump they're talking about a new EO will be coming in relation to Antifa. So I'm assuming Antifa was responsible for the situation with the Eskimo. That's my thought. So when I saw it, I was like, yeah, this is tapping into something. I think that they probably were responsible for the escalator. Trump was so upset he didn't get to ride it. Talking about Melania, the first lady could have failed. Lies you tell. Lies you tell. No, I didn't send you a DM, Ronald. There are a lot of fake accounts popping around. So if you got a DM from me, it wasn't me. Wasn't me. Just so you know. Now, a couple of other things. Somebody mentioned about the Epstein files. I want to go back to that real quick. I see in a report that came out earlier that there was talk that Elon Musk and Prince Andrew was named in the latest files that were released. Now, we already knew about Prince Andrew. Like we had it already had been talks about Prince Andrew being and stuff, which was why he got reprimanded so hard by the Queen, because the Queen had found out about this, back when she was alive, right? But yeah, but now it's a report of they're saying Elon Musk and Prince Andrew named in latest Epstein files release. So I'm like, wow, I ain't know about Elon. I ain't know about Elon. I didn't know about that. I'm like, okay, again, there's a reason why a whole lot of powerful people wanted Trump to win. Oh, there it is. Yes, it's a reason why a whole lot of rich and powerful people wanted Trump to win. You know, I told y'all, it's not just about protecting Trump. It's a whole lot of other people in this too. Ultimately, Trump is just worried about Trump. But all those other people are worried about themselves. So they're going to protect him. And he's going to protect him. You see? That's how that works. That's how that works. You find it weird no, I don't find it weird, Elon is operating from the mindset of if I go down, we all go down. That's not weird. That's not weird at all. I put 20 million fucking dollars into your campaign. I had a lot of money and a lot that I put on the line inside of this. You understand? So if I go down, we all going down. I'm telling on everybody. Y'all not gonna just take my stuff. Y'all not gonna just ruin my reputation only, like it was just me. You know what I mean? Elon's not gonna let that happen. Well, yeah, Elon believes because of him, Trump won. And I do believe that. Elon Musk played a big part in Trump winning the election, the second go round. Because it was a big part of it, I'm telling you guys, was the online propaganda. X is a huge propaganda machine. He lets any and everything on X. And they got bots out the ass. I think the only thing second to them in bots is probably TikTok. Because TikTok got a problem with bots too that they need to get a handle on. Real talk. Because it takes away from the experience of being able to collaborate with real people if you got bots everywhere. Triggered, always trying to start shit, always trying to escalate things, always trying to cause dissension amongst people. There are people that pay for that stuff to happen. All of that stuff is intentional. And so Elon Musk, a lot was infused into the environment during the election season, especially geared towards young men and minorities, but specifically men of all ethnicities. Men were targeted hard. This whole thing about, do you feel like you've been ignored? Do you feel like you've been left behind? Well, we can make you whole again. We vote for us, and We'll make being make being manly American again. As if your government can make you a man. Your government doesn't make you a man. It can try to take your manhood, but it can't make you a man. And hell, even in its attempts to break your manhood, it can't necessarily do that then either. Hell, it tried to do that to my people more than one time. Don't necessarily mean that they didn't accomplish it. They weren't successful. They weren't successful, but didn't stop them from trying. Hold on, what'd you say, Russ? You said Nebraska says it's not just tariffs. They aren't collecting taxes. Correct. Nebraska has a hard time. Hey, Jen, it's time for you to go make a sandwich or have a baby or something, honey. I don't allow conservative women in my life. You are not allowed to waste your husband's internet with me. Bye, beloved. They said they felt under attack because of the Me Too movement. Again, I don't understand. Only weak men felt attacked by Me Too. What did I tell y'all earlier? Weak men are loud as fuck. Strong men don't have to be loud like that. Because they don't have to they don't spend their time trying to convince everybody else that they're strong. They know they're strong. They don't have to spend their time trying to convince people otherwise. For what? Why I need to convince you? I know who I am. Who the fuck are you to me? That's how men see it, strong men. But it's a lot of weak, loud men. And there are a lot of weak, loud men with a lot of money that infused it into the market. But understand, a lot of powerful men know that weak men are easily manipulated. And so they use their money to influence those weak men. And now the election has happened. They still ain't going to have women desperate enough to entertain or marry any man they're not interested in. In their attempts to try to economically disadvantage women, it's just doing it to men. Why? Women have been getting educations. Women have been doing continuing education, job training, all these. I'm not saying that some men don't. Those are the exceptional men. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about those mediocre ass, loud ass, weak ass men. Like I said, that's why they're getting left behind, because they never did what they needed to do to stay in the mix and stay caught up with everybody else. They never did. They were just in the room. Now it's not enough to be in the room. Then they wanted to blame immigrants. Immigrants are why. Immigrants are why. Immigrants are why I can't get ahead. No, immigrants just exposed even more that a lot of American men are mediocre. And not because they have to be, but because they soft. I said what I said. They sensitive. You can't say shit to them. They cry real fast. I'm a whole woman, and I see men cry really, really fast sometimes here on the internet. And I'm confused. I'm like, it's very weird to me to watch men who get offended and emotionally hurt by women or people they don't even know. How can you be insulted by people you don't know? How is that possible? That doesn't make logical sense to me. You know what I mean? Thank you, Blue Age. Doesn't make why would you ever get offended by a person you don't know? And why does someone's opinion that doesn't know you concern you? That's why I say they soft ass men. America has an epidemic in relation to weak ass men that needs to be dealt with. And the only people who can fix it are men. Nobody else can fix this issue but men. And those same weak ass men that get emotionally triggered real fast, they don't like women. They want what women give them access to, but they don't like women. They love men. But then they say they're not gay. But they love men. They love spending their time with men. They love building men up. There's no room for women in your life. All you do is talk about men all the time. Makes the women feel a little weird. America got to deal with that shit. And when I say America, I mean the men of America have to deal with this shit. Because it's not going to change. Yep. Yep, Russ, that's what it became. Just give them participation trophies. See, everybody want to talk about how women move and this, that, and the other, and all these other things, right? They want to talk all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it requires you to move with way more resilience and confidence and strength as a woman through society, because you're going to get attacked a lot. So all these whiny ass incels that I keep hearing whining about not being able to get a woman, they got to work too hard. This, that, listen, all that's just whining. Either put up or shut up. And it sounds like to me they can't put up. America, you got to fix it. I'm telling y'all. Hey, Kiana. Hey, beautiful. Now, I don't know if y'all saw that other report. I saw this earlier. It was a guy who he's a Canadian. He was at the American border. He was driving, because Canadians, come back and forth over the border. And he was driving back to Canada. And 2 miles from the border, he was chased and the horn was honked at him repeatedly by a U.S. border officer. And so they chased him back over the border. That's what America, again, I'm looking at it and I'm going, this is what y'all call greatness. I don't even know what to say to that. And y'all wonder why Canada don't buy stuff from us anymore. They don't want to trade. You wonder why Canada's not doing tourist vacations anymore in America. You wonder why. That's why. That's why. That's exactly why. Because America is just being so much of an isolationist, racism, misogyny, xenophobia, and I still say anti-Semitism to some degree. I still say that. Yeah, America petty as hell, but that pettiness ain't gonna get them nowhere. Pettiness can keep you broke if you ain't got the money to be petty. You feel me? You got to be able to pay the cost to be the boss. The problem is older people who are running government, they think we're still in 1950s. And in the 1950s, America had all this super dominance all over the world, could do any and everything it wanted to do to anybody because everybody was begging to trade with us, begging to do business with us. That's not the reality in 2025. It is a global economy now. Nobody has to beg us to do anything with us. Yeah, America is going bankrupt. You say it's going to go. We are. We are. They're selling bonds all the time, every week. Because Donald Trump's immigration war. A friend of mine told me recently in his government agency, right? Remember, they already did the RIFs. They did the DRPs. They did the VERA stuff, the early retirement. They did all of that. On top of that, now they're saying to federal employees, listen, we need you to, we are offering reassignments. Where are they reassigning people to? ICE. ICE. Donald Trump's entire focus is immigration. I'm looking at the rest of the world going, listen, y'all bet the Olympics is supposed to be coming here. It should not be here. Olympics needs to move. America's not a safe place for immigrants. America's not a safe place for immigrants. The Olympics should not be here. FIFA should not be here. Even if people think it's a smoke screen, Ronald, money talks and bullshit walks. You feel me? Pull that shit. That's money. It don't matter if you may not ever do it. You said it. You're the president of the United States. You can't say shit like that. You understand? You just can't say whatever you want to say. Your words have weight. They have value. So when you just say anything, that's why I feel like these organizations should pull their stuff and move it elsewhere. But the problem is rich people love money. And they're not willing to walk away from deals and money. Because when money's on the table, rich people don't give a shit about morals and character. All they want to do is do business. That's it. I just want to do business. I don't give a damn about morals and character. That's for poor and working class folk. Yeah, that's for the poor working class. We don't do that here. Yep, words mean nothing. That's why they have contracts, Trail. That's why they have contracts. You can forfeit a contract if you want to. They'll just sue your ass and keep you tied up in court. This is why I say you're gonna have to hit rich people where it hurt. Like Disney brought Jimmy Kimmel back. You still shouldn't go back to Disney. You still shouldn't, because there's a bigger problem beyond Jimmy Kimmel with Disney. And I'm going to tell you what that problem is with Disney. The bigger problem you have. The bigger problem you have with Disney is this. Disney, they're a monopoly. They're buying up any and everything. So even when you want to boycott Disney, you can't boycott Disney. Think about it. How you going to boycott an organization that owns so much? How? You can't. Yeah, Disney raised their streaming rates after its return, but understand the raising of those rates was already on their calendar. This other stuff happened. They were already gonna raise the rates. They were gonna do that shit no matter what. And Disney's raising the rates for one reason and one reason only. They're raising the rates because they want to show their shareholders, when it's time for reporting, that they have continued profits that go up. They can't afford to hit stagnant or take losses. Then why would people invest in Disney, right? Why would you do that? It would be stupid to do that at that point, right? You have to have continued growth. The only way to have continued growth is through continued acquisition. And the only way to have continued acquisition is to have monopolies. There was a time your government didn't like monopolies. Disney is one of those monopolies. Google's another one. Walmart. It's a whole bunch of them. It's only like a handful of companies that technically branch out and own all this other stuff. When you dig down all to the core of everything, it goes back to just a handful of organizations. Goes back just a handful of organizations that own everything. Everything. Every facet of your life being monetized down to the core. And then if rich people can't get you to buy something, you know what they do? They lobby your government, and then they make it illegal for you to do it, and then you have to buy it from the rich person. See how that works? See how that works? That's exactly what they do. Because they have the money, the power, and the leverage to do that. So they do it. Yep. That's what rich people do. You see, I'm trying to get y'all to see how it's all interconnected. This is why you got to hold your government accountable, and y'all got to stay in these people's faces. Y'all got to stay in their face. You can't let up. You got to keep calling your elected officials. Even say you have a Republican that represents your district, you still need to contact them because your government may shut down next week. Republicans have the majority in the House, and they have most of the they have most of the majority in the Senate. But they still need some Democratic votes to pass what they need to pass in this regard in that Senate. Because they can't get enough to pass it. That's why they need to pass a clean bill. Clean. They need to give people their health insurance back. Yep. They need to give people their health insurance back. Quiet as kept, they need to give you, me, and all of us in the 99.9% a real good tax cut. Because I don't know about you, but Trump tax cuts is wearing my ass out. Real talk. Trump tax cuts are wearing my ass out. Can't speak for you, but I know what it's doing to me. I know what it's done to my wallet, my life. Trump tax cuts, remember, our tax cuts expired. Remember the first time rich people got permanent tax cuts. Ours expired. Then they came through and did tax cuts again. But understand, when you go to file your taxes, a lot of those tax credits that you used to get, they don't exist no more. You're going to pay more in taxes so that rich people don't have to pay none. Because somebody has to pay. You get it? Somebody got to pay. And if it's not them, it will be you and your family. That's what y'all going to learn. But somebody's going to pay. We're in a bad way right now. Thank you all so much. I appreciate all the gifts. I appreciate all the likes, the shares. Don't forget, tapping is clapping. Thank you so much. But it's a shame where we are, but I'm not surprised because Republicans are still in a dark place, just so y'all know. They may not like what Trump is doing, but they will still vote Republican. See, they're so disassociated, they still gonna vote Republican. So we still would have ended up where we were. We still would have ended up where we were because these people haven't learned anything. It's tribalism. It's tribalism. They have not learned anything. And again, it's unfortunate, but that's the reality. I want to go back to something real quick because we mentioned it to one another. I just want to say the oversight about 5 hours ago, the Democrats released the third batch of documents from the Jeffrey Epstein estate. And like I told you, it includes, and some of you already said it, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Steve Bannon, and Prince Andrew are mentioned in those files. Y'all see why so many people wanted Trump to win? You see why? You see why? Because they all had secrets that needed to be hidden. They all had secrets that they didn't want out. All of them. They don't want it out. But I'm telling you, there's certain people in this group, like the Steve Bannons, the Elon Musk. If you snitch on them and they go down, everybody gonna go down. Everybody, because they gonna tell. They telling. They telling everything. They telling everything. So if you want to get to the bottom of it, you got to lean on the weak ones. Hey, Love Cat, good evening. You have to lean on the weak ones. And then you can get everybody. Yeah, the dam is slowly cracking because, again, the information is out there. The information is out there. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if y'all knew this, but in, wow, in Des Moines, the superintendent, Ian Roberts, he was arrested by ICE. for allegedly being in the United States illegally. That's that. Wow. Okay. You got to love that he's a black man. No surprise by that. Yep. The government doesn't want any dissension. And y'all got to understand that Republicans, I keep telling you, Republicans in Congress agree with this. They could stop this shit that the Trump administration is doing right this second. But they will not because they agree with it. They just hide behind Trump. But they agree with all these policies. They agree with all this stuff. They agree with all of it. Don't let them trick you into thinking they're outraged. They're not outraged. No, they're not outraged. Not at all. I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Yeah, they say, he grew up in Brooklyn. Before that, he was born in Guyana. Um, he became the superintendent in Des Moines Public Schools in 2023. Um, and he entered the United States on a student visa in 1999. And he was working for the school district despite having no work authorization. So they're catching him on a technicality. But again, it goes back to this other thing. This man has been in this country this many decades, and it's a testament to how broken the immigration system is, how broken it is. They don't want immigrants to get their citizenship. They allow some few and far between. But for a lot of people, they make it really difficult. And it's very expensive. And if you don't have a lot of money, if you ain't got the resources like that, it's going to take you a lot longer to get your papers. If you don't marry into the right person, if you don't have the right connections, it's going to take you a lot longer. Melania Trump's parents got their citizenship when Trump was president the first time. Exactly, freedom. See, the American immigration policy is broken on purpose. How else are politicians supposed to make money? How else are they supposed to get people to donate to their campaigns if they fix the problems that they keep campaigning on? Right? Shit, if we fix it, what do we talk about now? They might actually expect us to do something if we fix shit. Instead, let's just keep campaigning on the same issues over and over and over again, decade after decade after decade after decade. Yep. And let's see what happens. And even if nothing changes, it won't matter because the people don't care. They're so apathetic to it. It doesn't matter. See? They win because they get a six-figure salary. Then when they come out of office, they're able to work in the private sector, become a lobbyist, continue to make six figures. Yeah, Barron was born before Melania became a citizen, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. He's an anchor baby. That's what they call them, anchor babies. Barron is technically an anchor baby. But it's different because his dad is a rich, straight white male. I'm not going to say religious because he's not. But Trump don't have to be religious. He's the exception to the rule. Because in the equation of America, Trump is God. In conservative circles, Trump is God. He has replaced their Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Trump is now, Trump comes before everything. Everything. So I'm not surprised by nothing that has happened. I just wonder when we're going to get to a point. Hold on for a second. There we go. Because it's Friday. What they say, it's mullet time. Oh yeah, his base is gullible as hell. His base is gullible, but you got to understand, they know, even the base knows some of the stuff that Trump says doesn't make sense. It's not just about Trump, it's a movement. Well, y'all not listening to what these people are saying. They're taking their country back. Okay. I don't know what they're taking it back from. They've been in control the entire time. It's just the ones that are suffering the most, right? See, rich people are bankrupting Americans so bad, so bad. They need a new enemy. They need a new distraction, y'all, because they're bankrupting Americans so bad. They need a new distraction. They need it. Otherwise, you'll eat the rich. So I need to distract you. You got to hate immigrants and trans people and minorities and immigrants. You understand? They have to create all these enemies, all these distractions, all these people and things that you need to hate. These causes you got to get behind. Not liking that the Cracker Barrel changes their logo. Stupid shit like that. When what the conversation should have been is why the fuck Cracker Barrel fell off. Cracker Barrel over there tasting like Panera bread with just a little bit of extra crust on their chicken. Like, I don't go to fucking Cracker Barrel no more. That food don't taste good. It used to. It used to. About once a year, I'll go to Cracker Barrel on a day when most people are at work so I can sit by the fireplace and get warm. But the food is trash. No, my aunt hasn't called me back yet. Dude, I'm on it. I'm just waiting for her to call me back. Because I'm gonna find out the name of that plant. You never been low, you ain't missing nothing. E Rich, you ain't missing nothing. Trust me, y'all ain't missing shit with Cracker Barrel. It's just a place that got a whole bunch of shit on the walls. Whole bunch of shit they gotta dust all the time. The breakfast is kind of mid, Peanut. That breakfast is mid. That hash brown casserole shit is disgusting. Blech. That shit is disgusting. Okay? The country fried, chicken, is only about this damn big. That's tiny. You know, as far as like how round it is. Tiny as fuck. The portions are small as hell. Nah, they done fell off. And the flavor. You gotta add too much salt and pepper when it gets to the table. That shit is whack. Whack. You can just tell they fell off. They fell off a long time ago. I'd rather go to Shoney's or Western Sizzling. But I would go to Shoney's first. Bob Evans. I never go to Bob Evans. Oh, see, I like Bob Evans sausage in my grits, but I like my grits a certain way, and it's not usually something you can get that way when you're out, because places don't make grits like that. So I just prefer. I don't really go to Bob Evans all like that. You rather go to the grocery store? Yeah, I go to a local spot we have here. See, I like diners. I like small family owned or small business diners and restaurants. I love places like that. That's what I like. And so there's a diner here that I go to pretty frequently that I can like this the place that I told you guys that I go to on Wednesdays. When every Wednesday is fried chicken special day at this place. Every Wednesday. Every Wednesday you get a breast, a thigh, a wing, and a leg, right? Because you're getting half a chicken. Then you getting two sides, plus you get bread, and you get a drink for $10.99. Where you getting that at? And it's home cooked. It's cooked when you order. Where you getting that at? Nowhere. Nowhere. I go there at least twice a month on Wednesdays. for fried chicken day. What? I love a diner. Y'all got to find your local diners and your local little hole in the wall restaurants and stuff like that. That's where you're going to get your specials. That's where you're going to get your good food. Thank you all so much. I appreciate the gift so much. That's where you get your good food. That's where you get it. Chain places are not it. Right, it's 2 meals in one because I can never eat all of it in one sitting. So I eat what I'm going to eat there and then I take the rest home because it's not something I can eat all in one sitting. We can go to that diner and four of us, we're a family of four and we can eat and it costs under $40. And it's cook home style cooking. And locally sourced meats, locally sourced vegetables, like locally sourced ingredients. So I love little hole in the wall diners, restaurants. There's another spot I go to that's local to here. It's a pizza spot, but it's actually owned by a Greek family from New York. They make some great damn pizza, but they also make great Greek dishes. I can go there and get home style, home cooked Greek food like an entree for $9.99, $10.99. Home cooked. Their kids will be right in there doing their homework at one of the tables inside of the restaurant. Family. Y'all better learn. You spend more than that for two people. No. See, listen, I told y'all I love big back behavior, but I love to save money too. Okay? I love to save money too. All right? Like one of the things I want to tell y'all, a money saving thing I just did the other day. I needed a new charger cord for my other laptop, my older laptop. And on online, they want $120, $30 for that charger. I took my ass on eBay, found a small business supplier, bought the same charger for $14. Y'all better not forget about eBay. You better not forget about eBay. You can buy a little bit of everything on there. You better start saving some money and get your ass on eBay. Get your ass on Craigslist. Save some money. Yeah, I love me some eBay. Especially if you're addicted to paying full price, eBay is the place you want to be. I'm addicted to paying full price. I don't believe in that. Lord have mercy, my dogs are barking. My husband must be almost. Hey, quiet. That Scooby and Scrappy do. You say you're allergic to what specifically? I'm allergic to paying full price. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Mm-mm. Nah, I don't believe in that. Mm-mm. Nope, I don't believe in that. I'm allergic to that. No, I don't at full price. No, because the power of the markup is real. Whatever somebody is charging you for something is a markup from what they paid for it. It's a markup from what they paid for it. The question is, how much are you willing to pay in markup? And me personally, I'm not willing to pay a whole lot in markup. You said you hate how Amazon doesn't show you the shit you asked for anyway. Yeah, true. Got your porch lights from a light shop. Yep, best place to get them. I'm telling you, light bulbs specifically cheaper on eBay to buy from a supplier than it is to buy them on Amazon. Back in the day, I used to do way more shopping on eBay than I ever did Amazon because you're buying directly from sellers. And if you get good sellers, You're going to get, good products and fair prices. Real talk. And they ship, timely shipping. They tell you when they're going to get it to you. Sometimes you can pay for expedited shipping. So I like eBay personally. eBay is a website that I like. Y'all need to get back to using it. Use Craigslist. Use Facebook Marketplace. Use that other place that I told you about. I'm going to type it in the comments again. That place that I told y'all about before for the auctions. I don't know if y'all had been on there yet. I just put it in the comments again. Rasmus.com. RASMUS. I don't get any money for telling you about it. I'm just telling you because they have auctions all over the United States. Find auctions that are local to you, and you can buy that stuff for pennies on the dollar. Furniture, appliances, accessories that you may need, electronics, all that stuff for pennies on the dollar. Nah, you ain't got to necessarily pay $200. I got a brand new queen bed frame from that auction for $30 before. I bought that from there. I bought a table from there that I got for like $20. I'm telling you, it's really nice. And here's another one that Chaper Noor is saying. Chappy no, you know what I meant. EstateSales.net. Damn it to hell. But Rasmus and EstateSales.net, another place to check out. Thrift stores. Y'all need to take yourselves to thrift stores. Find some stuff for cheap. Not only can you use it for yourself, clean it up and sell it online, make you some money. In this economy, there are many different ways you can make money and save money. What was the free TV app I used? Crystal, send me a DM. I'll send it to you in that. I don't want to say anything, but I use one of the IPTV services. I use one of that, and it's tons of them out there. I used to have an IPTV service. They no longer function anymore. Not the old one I used to have, where I used to pay $10 a month for everything. Everything. That was all channels across all platforms, all the international channels, all the pay-per-view channels, the fun channels. Not that I cared, but they were there. Music channels, everything. $10 a month. And I could record TV. They had better tech support than DirecTV. $10 a month. Y'all better stop paying these crazy ass cable bills and satellite bills. The two movies I mentioned earlier are A Woman in the Window and American Skin. Those are the two movies. Plus the polls for both of those two movies close tonight at 7, I believe, for the dates that we're gonna talk about those movies. Yeah, like the Skinner match, dude. Like the Skinner match. But even deeper than Skinner match. They had all the channels. $10 a month was all I paid. Y'all better stop paying all this money for damn cable TV. Stop paying all this money for all these damn streaming services. And the other one was American Skin, V Secret. It's pinned on my Patreon, where I tell you the two movies that we selected. And for those of you who might have missed this morning's Uncensored Live, we had a great time on Patreon. I do a freebie Friday every Friday morning. We had a great conversation. The recording is up on Patreon, and it's available for everybody, so go check it out. Oh, internet real expensive these days. It's expensive in buffers to all the fuck be damn. Go figure. Go figure. Listen, I want to remind you all to listen to the Straight No Chaser podcast. New episode was on Wednesday where I talked about if you were thinking about moving out of the country, but you were concerned about money, all these other different ways that you can become a citizen of another country, programs that they have. Go check it out. That podcast is free. You can listen to it on Spotify, Patreon, or YouTube. Okay? The other thing I want to let you know is, listen, we have uncensored conversations and discussions on my live on Patreon multiple days a week because there are a lot of things I can't talk about here on Patreon. I mean, here on TikTok, I'm sorry. So if you want to be a part of that uncensored conversation, come on over and check out my Patreon. The link is in my profile. Okay? Listen, I want to thank you all this evening. Uh-oh, hold on. TikTok is making me do the puzzle. I thank you all this evening. We got 56,000 likes, 96 shares. I appreciate you guys being here with me today. Now, you probably won't see me back online this weekend talking about politics or nothing like that, but you'll probably see me pop online on my other account. You'll see me gaming, doing other stuff, being multifaceted. I like to do other things. So, but I also like to hang out with folks and just talk with folks online. You've got family and friends who can't move. Understood. I talk about that in this episode as well, though, because it ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody, but it's good information to share with people that you do know that may be able to take advantage of those things. You know. So I thank you all. Now, before I wrap up, I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters. I want to thank you, all of you, for being here. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you spending time with me. I really, really do. Number 1, beautiful, my dog is Charlie. Thank you so much, beautiful, and thank you for helping me with the moderation. Number 2, thank you so much, Handsome Peanut. I appreciate you, Handsome. Number 3, hey, Handsome Russ Nelson. Thank you so much, Handsome. Number 4, beautiful Kiana Black. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 5, Chape Noor. Thank you so much. I don't know your gender, so let me know what that is so I don't misgender you. And number 6, I want to do a special shout out to Dude. Thank you so much, beautiful. And congratulations again on getting the new gig. Congratulations to you. I want y'all to have a wonderful and beautiful and safe weekend. Don't let nobody be messing with y'all mental state, okay? Live your life with intention and love yourself, okay? All right. Okay, Chappie Noor. Thank you, beautiful, for your support. I appreciate it. Listen, don't let nobody live rent free in your head, okay? Don't feed no trolls. And y'all can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, everybody. I love you, and I can't wait to see you again. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.